27. You can feel free to open up your own textbook. This is going to be Unit 16-2, so feel free to look through that. Today we're going to be focusing here on triangles, on classifying triangles. Please make sure that you take these notes in your math notebook. So at the top you can write classifying triangles, and then today we're going to be focused on these 3 triangles. You can take up the whole page. If I were you, I would do half and half because we're going to take some more notes right underneath this in just a second. All right, so there are 3 types. There are 3 types, and I have tricks for them, so hopefully these will help you. The first one is an equilateral triangle, so that should be pretty easy. Equal, all things on this triangle are equal. All of their angles are equal, all of their sides are equal, everything is equal. So the important thing here is that we're talking about sides. On all of these triangles, we're talking about sides, okay? We're going to be talking about different aspects of triangles on our next portion of notes. So everything here is going to be the sides. So you can actually have 2 different names for a triangle. All right, so this one is an equilateral. All of their sides are the same. Now, I don't know if you already know how to determine if sides are the same or not, but when sides are the same, you just put one line through it and then one line through the other one to show these are the same. You could, let's say, remember when we talked about quadrilaterals? I'm going to draw a rectangle quickly here. I'm going to put a line here and a line here. That's showing me that these are the same. They each have one line, which means they are the same. But then I've placed 2 lines on these because they are different. So the ones that have one line are the same. The ones that have 2 lines are the same. But clearly we know 1 and 2 are different numbers, so those would not be the same. All right? So that's kind of what those mean if you see those lines on any of your triangles. All right, and again, we are only focused on sides. So here I have a line and a line. I only have it on 2 of the 3 sides. So what this is going to tell us is this is not an equilateral. All of them are not equal, but 2 are. This is called a scalene triangle, and that's kind of a hard word. Isosceles. This is an isosceles triangle. And my trick for that, I'm going to write the word out and I'll show you. The SOS in isosceles, I like to think about this as what an isosceles triangle is. It has 2 sides that are the same. Those S's are the same sides. And then an O, which means one of your sides is going to be different. So hopefully that trick will help you. So when you see isosceles, that SOS, that's going to be 2 sides are the same. You have 2 S's and 1 O. So 2 S's means 2 sides are the same. So hopefully that kind of helps you. And then the last one is scalene. I like to think about a scale. So think about in science when we were balancing things. Your scale kind of teeter-totters, right? And that's kind of what this looks like. It looks like a scale and it's tipped a little bit. Or you can use the word lean. That's what I like to do. In the past, I've always used lean. So it's kind of a triangle that's leaning. It's never going to be just perfect. Like an equilateral, it stands up just perfect, right? Even a scalene triangle, it stands up so nice and perfect. But if you stood this up on any of its sides, it would lean. It would not be perfect. So scalene. All of the sides are different. So we have 0 sides, 2 sides that are the same, 3 sides that are the same, okay? So this top part is talking about sides. So if you, on your notes paper, if you have the top, all these triangles, I'd write at the very top, sides. These are all the sides. On the bottom, we're going to label it differently. We're no longer talking about sides. I'm going to erase this real quick. Oh, of course it didn't work. Sorry, guys. All right, let me scroll down. Now we're talking about angles, okay? So we had 3 that we're talking about sides. Now we're talking about angles, all right? So here we have a right triangle. You guys should already know this, right? A right triangle has that perfect portion. An acute triangle, we already talked about this yesterday, right? Acute, oh, it's so cute, or 2 days ago, sorry. So these are things that are smaller than a right triangle. And then an obtuse is really, really big. Now, you guys already know that I was really bad in math, right? So I already know the things that are going to stump you, that are going to be like, okay, this is where I give up, that I have a problem. This seems really easy, but maybe your brain works like mine. This is what my brain always thought about. That's an acute triangle right there, right? Wait, that's also an acute triangle, or angle, I should say. And then here, this is obtuse. So I would never know how to label this. There's two acute angles and one obtuse angles. I wouldn't be able to give my teacher a definitive answer because there were two answers. And I would always pick the wrong one. I would say it was acute because there's two acutes. That is incorrect thinking. You're always going to use your biggest angle. Whatever your biggest angle is, that's going to be a note that I'd like you to maybe write down. Use your biggest angle. Okay? Always use your biggest angle. That will give you your answer. Okay? So let's go ahead, let's backtrack. Let's look over here at our right triangle. I'm going to look at every single angle just to show you how I think. Okay? So here's an angle. This is an acute angle. Here's an angle. This is my right angle. Here's another angle. This is acute, okay? But you always pick your biggest angle. So this is going to be our right angle. Let's move on over here. So we need to look at our biggest angle. So let's look at every single one. If you want to get all of these right every single time, you will take the time and look at all three angles, okay? So this first angle, this is an acute angle. This here is another acute angle. This is an acute angle. They are all acute angles, so the only good answer is acute, okay? Over here, we've already talked about this one, but I'm going to go through it one more time, all right? This is a really big angle. It's bigger than 90 degrees, bigger than the perfect L. Let's look at all of our other ones, even though once you find an obtuse, there's no bigger, right? If you have one obtuse, it's going to be obtuse every time, okay? But this is acute, this is acute, and this was obtuse. So you use your biggest angle. My biggest angle is obtuse. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful to you. We talked about sides. There are 3 different types of angle sides. And then we talked about angles for our triangle. So now you can name a triangle. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to erase this real quick. Okay, so I'm going to show you every triangle can have 2 names, and that's what our directions ask us to do today. So the directions say classify each triangle by its sides and by its angles. So everything will have 2 names given to it. So first, let's think about our sides. Our sides, we have 1, 2 that are the same. This would be isosceles because of the S-O-S, right? So this is an isosceles triangle. Now we need to look at the angles. I'm going to use a different color. So here I have an angle, which is acute. This is acute. And this is acute. All of my angles are acute, so this would be an acute isosceles triangle. Okay? So this is acute. Next up, number 4, we need to find the sides. And it looks like all the sides are the same because they all have that marking. So this is saying, I'm the same as you, and I'm the same as you. We are all the same, and so they are equal. This is an equilateral. And now we need to go ahead and look at the angles, all right? So here we go. That looks acute, acute, and acute. So this is an acute equilateral triangle, okay? So hopefully this makes some sense to you. So every triangle can have 2 names, all right? It's really important to have those notes there with you. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go backwards real quick so that you can just pause me and take those notes as needed. All right, so go ahead, pause this screen, make sure to take those notes. and then pause this screen. So remember, the top is going to be your sides, the bottom is going to be your angles. All right, have a great day, guys.